Welcome to your April 13th Monday Power Hour meeting with Katelyn, Carly, and Clare Fulton. It's been some time. We've gotten through Easter, I believe, was the last. I know there's a lot of holidays, but Easter and Greek Easter was this past weekend. I will need a history lesson, please, on why the weekends are different.
Yeah,
looking at Steve.
I went to church with Christina and learned a lot.
We need to know why it's a week later. Why don't you get a stat holiday either? I don't understand.
You can actually ask your work to pick these like Good Friday.
Yeah.
It's like Orthodox Easter.
Yeah.
They have a whole different culture. Oh.
Based on
a month later?
What determines it?
It's a calendar they follow.
Like the moon? But like not our Western calendar though. Like
yeah, no, they have their own.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting.
What?
We learned so much. There's so many cultures in this brokerage.
Yeah, I know. It's good.
I Google when it's Easter. Are we finished? Like as far as
Yeah, is there anything else?
Yeah, like what other holidays are coming up?
I think
second Eid?
Second Eid is coming up.
Yeah, there's another Eid coming
Half
up.
another month or 2 months?
a month and a half. Do we have any exact dates yet or no? No. Okay.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. May 2-4.
Father's Day. All right.
Okay, good. Does that mean we're all back to work?
No.
That was the real question.
He spoke for you.
Everybody back to work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's busy here today in person. How many do we have online? Okay, yeah, so that's a nice sign. I saw a lot of open house notifications on the weekend. How did they go for those that hosted them? Rochelle hosted ours, thank you. Last minute in Girl Painted Post, Grandma's house. I forgot to warn you to bring a chair.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was totally.
It was a very vacant house.
No ledge was
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot it was very vacant.
So that was a brand new listing. We have it listed at $789. We keep getting the call. What are your expectations and when are you holding? And we are not holding, and we would love around that price. It was priced, I think, pretty well and not too low, not too high.
It's funny how people are expecting offer nights. It makes you think, like, should I put an offer night on it? But we decided not
Offer
to.
nights tonight, in a way. We have 2 offers.
Yeah.
It was good. It was quiet the first hour.
Yes.
I think Michael had that too.
And then they just started coming out.
I heard, okay.
7 to 8 groups, right? And then Michael had 5, I think.
And it was similar for him too. Saturday, he ran at 2 to 4. He said the first hour cars were just like driving by. And I thought maybe it's because they realized that there's no backyard actually at that property. But it seemed busier between 3 and 4. So you might want to note that for your future open houses. I wonder if people are more out and about driving. Maybe it's 3 to 5 is a new open house time.
I saw a few 1 to 4s.
Or maybe they just know that it's done in an hour and they just come in the last hour. So maybe no matter how you shake it up, it's going to be that last hour.
Raining for the first hour, and then the second hour it slowed down and almost stopped.
Yeah, so you can't plan around that, but that's okay.
You tried 11 to 1.
11 to 1?
11 to 1, and it was actually better than this.
Oh.
It was 11 to 1 on the Saturday.
Okay.
It was better than the Sunday.
That one's
there
a
you
tricky one because I feel like the public's used to 2 to 4. So
It is,
if
but
they see it,
helps them stay. Like if everyone's doing open houses between 2 and
Yeah.
4, then like.
it gave a different
Yeah.
option.
And if you're looking at like 3 different areas, like if you're in a total.
Where was that one?
The total.
Interesting. Yeah, I saw a few 1 to 4s in Pickering today, or this past weekend.
Yeah.
So it's not the first time I've heard that 4 o'clock it's been your busiest. I've heard. Yeah. So I'm not sure whether do you want to actually pack up at 4 or you want to hang around a little bit,
I think you want to expect to hang around.
right?
Yeah.
Because I've heard that many times. It's been going on for years. Where the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes has been the busiest. So.
Yeah. It's bothering me. Yeah, so I mean, the main point is just do it. The open houses, I think, are good. People are going to open houses. I know they say they have agents. You don't know if they do for sure.
Buyers are liars. Sellers are worse.
I had an interesting open house. The seller was cooking. The kids were hanging.
The seller was cooking at the open house.
At the open house? During the open house?
Like.
You were a buyer
First of all,
agent.
the agent actually.
Oh, it wasn't your listing.
Sorry, let's back it up. Back it up for context, especially for those online. So you were a buyer agent doing a showing during an open house time.
Yes.
And during that open house time, the seller was there cooking
Oh.
lunch.
Oh.
For people or for themselves?
For themselves.
Got
I
it.
feel like I've had that happen to me once before. That is
For themselves. So they were just hanging. They just want to see the real live experience of what it was like to live there.
were they cooking for the guests?
No, for
Got
themselves.
it.
So they weren't cooking cinnamon and bread?
No.
No, like cookies or
chicken.
pie.
Cookies, yeah.
curry chicken,
Sourdough
rice,
bread.
spicy, yeah.
The worst open house I've ever.
Turmeric.
Was the agent there too?
Agent was there.
Were they like?
They're
Right at 2 o'clock.
Oh my god!
Nice.
It wasn't a tenant.
There was a tenant in the basement who wouldn't let us see 2 rooms also.
So they were there also.
That's gonna be a good
Yes.
sale. Eh?
Okay. So
She was cooking actually. She just finished cooking.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
So you had said too that the open house started at 2. You were already there for your showing. Agent
got
shows
there.
up at 2, throws a sign outside, opens up for open house. It's a whole entertainers cooking,
She's like
the
hanging out
dinner,
with the kids,
showing.
too, just sitting
Kids are
there.
there.
The kids are there.
I was
Oh,
like, what?
Nice.
What?
So did your buyers like it?
No, it was the worst
Of
experience.
course.
It was the worst experience.
Like it could be the nicest house, but something similar or something small like that will actually ruin the entire
That's what I told
experience.
them.
When the
You
tenant's
can
there,
ask
when the
feedback.
seller's there, it will ruin the entire vibe of a showing or an open
It
house.
sounds to me that the agent didn't prep their clients for what was about to happen on the
They've been
weekend.
up for
And
about 3 months.
Oh, so they were just like,
that's-
screw it.
yeah. Okay. Well, there's
Sure, they were owners and not tenants.
There was both.
The basement had tenant.
everyone was there.
Everyone was
having
there.
a party. And,
Oh my god.
The kids look like they just woke up.
so those 3 months on the market, they're tired. Why are they doing open house?
They probably
why
told the
such a
agent to do
location
an open
not
house
doing
every
open
weekend.
houses.
Tune up with every weekend, and we're gonna stay
That
here.
open house must be for the listing agent, not for the seller.
They probably told
Sure.
them he had to do it.
I don't think he's getting any clients that way.
No. Just lost clients, if anything.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one. So if you are a listing agent, make sure to tell your clients they have to leave the house.
Well, I don't have to do anything, but if you want the best,
If you want to sell
experience-
it,
if
you
wanna
have to
sell
leave
it.
the house.
Usually the house.
3 months, I think sellers must be tired of it.
Of course, they're tired. Yeah.
Every week open house and they say, no, we don't want to go. If you want to do open house, do it.
Oh my gosh.
That's a wild experience. Who else ran open houses? Charlie, did you run one yet?
Yeah, I did 2. I did one for Sebastian and one for Nigel on an emergency.
So Sebastian's was in Pickering, I believe. How was
How's that one? No one, eh? What's the price point on that one?
It's not
For
a new one, right?
Semi, right? Is it a semi? Detached. Oh, what street is it? Douglas? Oh, Bim. Okay, he's had a couple there.
So is it just pricing? What's happening in that area?
That area has been pretty aggressive lately, so I'm surprised.
Yeah, it wasn't. Could have been like stages better.
Okay. And then the other one was for Nigel's.
Nigel's in Alaska, the Leah, 0.8.
Yeah. That's 1.8.
5 people, 5 first came in. That's
5 groups
Five
grew.
groups.
not right.
Okay. That's in Pickering as well? I forget. Ajax. Okay, nice. 1.8 million. It's a crazy range between 800 and
Yeah.
1.8. Like,
You'd think the opposite.
We actually had a similar experience. We just listed a property in Mississauga.
yeah.
It's listed for 1.7. And in 2 days, we had about 12 families coming there. Compared to the Ajax one, which is listed for 500K with one condition.
Interesting. So for those online, that was Mississauga about 1.7. Two, bunch of groups through both days versus Ajax, 500,000, no one through. Was the Mississauga a brand new listing?
Sorry.
Was it Mississauga brand new, like fresh on the market?
Yeah, both of them are.
Both of them are fresh.
Same time, roughly. But the Mississauga one is like 3,500 square.
Yeah, big one.
Wow.
So are those like aspirational buyers, or I don't know, 500,000 are booking showings? There's no right or wrong. We know Michael Smith did Scarborough and a 3.4. I think they were both busy.
3 million was 2, I think he got out of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is
So
that
it's
the-
all over.
Yeah.
So last week received one interesting call. I went for a showing buyers visits. Open house was 2. I was there at 1:45 because I booked it. The listing agent didn't turn up, and there were people, and they thought.
Did you run an open house by
I
accident?
told them I'm not the listing agent, but whatever I knew, I explained them. What did I understand about the property? My buyers service. They called me Friday, and I don't even remember which property. They said you help us. I remember the incident. They asked me, can you be our agent?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Basically, I asked them, did you sign it? They said, we are already signed. But we'd like to work with you. I said, get the release and then.
Yes. Okay, good.
That's hilarious.
Listing agent not being there for open house. I mean, the lady came 15 minutes late.
All right, guys, there's a new hack
There's a
on
new
how to get a
strategy.
buyer. You show up right on time for an open house and collect leads before the agent gets there. That's wild.
I know of agents, Claire probably has stories back in the day where you probably did go to open houses to
steal
the leads.
clients?
You're not going to admit it, no.
No, I remember buyers going for VIP pre-construction tours at,
Oh,
at
yeah.
construction sites, pretending to be the part of the
The agents are going in the lineup trying to get there.
got a
and-
clipboard there, and they're going down the line pretending that they're the host of the builder, and here they're just an agent looking for buyers.
That's amazing.
So for those of mine that might have only heard snippets of that story, Sandeep had a regular showing for his buyers. They were having an open house at the same time. They were there 1:45 before the open house start. Listing agent was late to run the open house, so clients started rolling in for the open house asking Sandeep questions about the house. He answered the best he could, and he might have gotten a potential client out of that because the listing agent was late and the other people's agent didn't show up. So just right timing, right place.
That's
Okay.
a Jesus.
Jesus, that's a Jesus referral. Happy
That's
Easter to you.
That's wild.
That's good.
I know some of you guys went to Mike Ferry last
Yeah.
week too. How I think Bila and Rochelle went, right? It was good.
Yep, great.
Have you been there before, Michelle?
No.
Okay,
So,
good.
so what'd you think the way that they do things are?
Well, I'm not a person that really like does well with kind of training and stuff. I get very like bored and fidgety. Sitting all day is really tough.
Yeah.
But I found them very engaging, very entertaining. Larry was fabulous. They gave just enough like kind of breaks that you could kind of re-get yourself together and sit through it again. Gets you participating.
Lots of chanting.
You never know when you're gonna get called upon, or he's gonna make you stand up and like rehearse the lines and stuff. I thought it was really great because something I kind of struggle with is just the language, like what to say. And really that's what kind of the whole thing was pretty much about, was like language and scripts and
Tone
just
and all
different
that.
Was it the action workshop or productivity?
Productivity school.
Okay, so
It was really good.
did you have to read the scripts and chant and stuff like that? Did you have to do the Bruce Lee thing and all that?
The affirmations.
No Bruce Lee this time? But you had to read scripts and read to your partner and do scripts back and forth,
Yeah,
right?
well, we kind of did it as a group. And then, we worked with the people beside us, and at certain times. So it was good.
So what's somebody's telling me here? They've been going to Mike Ferry for the last 30 years, and what they're saying is that what they taught last week was the same stuff they taught 30 years ago. And if you ask Mike Ferry that question, they say, Mike, you taught this 30 years ago. How come you teach the same stuff today? He says, well, what's changed? Nothing's changed from 30 years ago to today. Hey, you want to sell a house? Yes or no, right? So, but the fact is that you're on the phone. So it's not difficult. Sometimes we want to create this chart and that chart and this thing and that thing, and it's all difficult. And then the monkey gets on your back, all the reasons why you shouldn't call, all right?
Yeah.
Just keep it simple, all right? And you can take that same skill. You don't have to call strangers. You can call people that you know.
No, it was good. It was very good.
Good.
Larry is a great presenter.
It's got good
I was
energy.
gonna say, like, a lot of agents ask us to do script training and role playing and all that stuff, but like I would rather leave it to the professionals like Larry and Mike Ferry. So if you guys have been like waiting for us to do some sort of script training or role playing, I would lean on the Mike Ferrys of the world. They have virtual events. We've done 2 events. I just went to one just a few months ago. Like, they're always hosting stuff. So if you do find your scripts are off, I would look into a coaching program that will do it.
Affordable program,
Yeah.
like right now, that he's offering if you didn't want to pay for the big one. Just wanted like a smaller starting point, and then we'll go for the next 6 months. If anyone's interested, I have that.
Perfect.
Very good. That
It's like you listen to him talk every week for something, right?
Yeah, so like every Wednesday at 2:00, it'll be like a WhatsApp or group chat or whatever, Sky, whenever it's come. And you'll go through like a different lesson for the next 6 weeks with them, and then role playing and stuff with the people I'm gonna.
Perfect. Good.
Was that like $200 a month or something?
$200. Yeah.
US?
Yes.
Good.
Yep.
I strongly recommend that everybody should take some kind of professional training program. I mean, we sit there and talk and we say, do this, do that. There's no accountability. There's no follow-up. There's no, did you do it? Didn't you do it, right? Whereas you go to these types of things, there is that type
There's
of
a
thing. So-
coach.
we're also not professionally trained coaches. Like, there's a real coach. They're professionally trained and educated to be a coach. We are real estate
Brokers.
brokers, and you've seen everything, and you could almost coach them, but you're not. We're not wired that way.
These guys do it every day with hundreds of agents. So
We have like bigger coaching packages.
Yeah.
yes, like one-on-one, all that stuff.
You know, and apparently that's where Ship started.
Yep.
and he's
Shiv does it today.
He
Shiv
still
goes today.
does,
Still
yeah.
does it today, by the way.
Yeah. Even we have a coach, so it's good to have someone that you guys go to every couple of weeks, right?
I also think that there's different ways to do it. A lot of people don't like the way that Mike Ferry. They think maybe he's too aggressive, or he's phoning strangers, or he's only using the phone. If you don't even use the phone, right? But I think the scripts are important. But you can also combine it with Buffini. You can also combine it with I'm not sure
Richard
what Dave
Robbins.
Greenspan's doing.
Oh yeah,
but,
some of you guys are in David Greenspan too right now,
Floyd
right?
Lickman, those guys. Don't know Floyd, but definitely Rich Robbins and that. So those guys teach you all how to deal with your past clients and database and keep in contact. Whereas Mike tells you what to say and what to do, right?
It's just habit forming,
What
saying the same thing
Mike's
over and
attitude
over.
is if you're good at phone calling, and you have to be good at phone calling before you take this. His attitude is you phone somebody, unless they're going to buy something or do something within the next 2-3 weeks, he doesn't even keep those reads, just throws it away. Because for him, he doesn't want to be spending this whole day chasing people that are thinking about doing something.
Yeah.
So you spend all your time phoning people that are thinking about doing something, but not prepared to do something, right? So he'd rather find people that are going to do something in the next 2 weeks. So
He's not all about the follow-up and all that stuff. He's like, we're not nurturing.
No, everybody does. Everybody does follow up. Ship follows. Everybody else follows up like everybody else. But the way they teach it, just to focus. Is that how they're still doing that, Bill? Or is that they're still talking about that?
Yeah. Just different.
And depending on their goals also, if somebody goal is to have a 200 deals, then they don't follow like those kind of Easter 2 weeks and more.
Yeah.
And if somebody just having only 10 or 15.
That's right. That's right. So I said, so you got to be really disciplined at phone calling. You can't, and that's what they call about pre-qualifying your leads, things like that, right? But
There's also one about that pre-qualifying
Yeah,
buyers
but-
and sellers.
but they're from our world too. Don't forget, down the States where Toronto, what's the average sale here for the average agent up here? 3-4 deals.
If that, yeah.
Whereas you go to the lower price, you go to Winnipeg, you go to Arkansas, you go to other places, like the average agent will do 20, 30, 40 deals. So they're talking to a different audience than Toronto in particular, or Vancouver. But the fact is, you still have to have some kind of plan, somebody to go in and think something to say, and be able to overcome the objections.
Yeah, but even if you're making those calls and you get that lead that's thinking about it, or 30 days out or 60 days out, it's still giving you that lead that you can then also keep
Right.
following and nurturing after. You didn't make that call in the first
You made the call, you would have the lead in the first place, right?
Yeah.
What does he think about internet leads and that stuff? They even talk about it?
touch that at all.
He's pure
You
prospecting.
didn't touch it? Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
I think some people are in David Greenspan too, right?
Who's doing that
Who's
one?
doing that? Just a few.
So what's
What, are you guys on week
5.
2 now? Or is this week 3?
Next week will be
Next week. How's that one going?
So you've had one session so far?
2.
2 sessions. The first session was
Goal setting. What was last week's
What
session?
was the second session?
Marketing and budget.
Marketing and budget.
I blow my budget, man.
You have a budget?
I do have a budget, actually, believe it or not.
It consists of drinks and sporting activities.
Oh yeah, okay.
Half
That's
of
what,
it is my Raptors tickets.
okay, yeah, okay. So at Greenspan, is he doing anything that you can action on it right away, or?
He's giving
Or is
us,
it
like,
philosophy?
homework. He's giving us homework to do. I think this week was what? Or making a list of all your spell. The guy was
People you know.
people you know.
Yeah.
And you guys are all doing it.
That guy.
You just said like.
Oh, you're a team of
piece
experts.
Paper and write down everyone that comes to your head.
So he's really going back to basics then.
Basic.
He's really going
basic.
back to basic.
Okay,
Which
good.
is good.
Yeah.
How many sessions total are there?
6.
Okay, he's got to ramp it up then.
So he's asked you to think who you get your car done with, who you get your hair done with, who's your dentist, things like that, and plus people that you know, people are in your phone, and then what? Phone them, email them,
Go back to your CRM.
That'll probably be
go
next
back
week.
to your CRM, and do drip campaigns. Does he,
This week
does
was
he
probably
say
just
to pick
make
up
a
the
list.
phone and phone call?
Yeah. You say to call them.
I bet this week was just write a list, and then next week it's going to tell them what to do with that list.
No, I feel like he's gonna do something. Like there'll be another session.
That's what I mean. You guys are just writing down the list, and then your next session he's going to be like, this is what to do with that list.
Send
Right
something
now
to
you're
them
just
and-
writing a list, probably. Right?
Yes.
Oh my God. As you guys even talk about that, I actually had that on my tales from the streets this week. I had an agent, she's been with us for maybe 5 years now, and things have started to pick up really quick for her. And she said the biggest thing that has helped her this year the most was having a team of experts, which we tell you guys all the time to have. She's like, I finally have my lawyer, I have my mortgage broker, I have my inspector. She's like, I finally feel like I have my team of people, and now like all of her deals are coming together really smoothly because she's got a guy that she can pass off to her buyers and her sellers and stuff. So I know we talk about that, and she's not necessarily saying it to get clients from, but she's talking about she has now a system. Now she knows, okay, when they put an offer in, now I know to send it to like Varan, and then I'm going to book my home inspection with TJ or whatever it is. But she's like, now that she's figured out why we keep telling you guys to have a team, she's like, wow, it all makes her deals much smoother now. So I know a lot of people are always asking for those types of people in our WhatsApp group, but we want to encourage you guys to get your own as well, so that you guys will have your own groups of people, and then use the same people over and over again so it becomes part of your process.
Yep. Good point. Shall we jump into
Go into
stats? Or you can
stats?
summarize your meeting from earlier.
Let's go into stats. Unless you want to talk about the coaching. Okay. We did our coaching session at 12 with Brandon Mulrennan. He's another guy. I think he's an ex-Mike Ferry guy. You can kind of tell just by his own language. I think he's from Michigan. He was just talking about the most asked question we always get is, how do I compete with an agent that's going to lower their commission? And you're sitting at a listing table and they say, well, this agent's going to do it for less. So he walked through all the scripts and stuff like that on really how to like get over that question when you're at the kitchen table with them. So I did email you guys the link, and it's in the WhatsApp group if you guys want to rewatch it. They even did a role-playing session on it, and I thought it was pretty powerful. But basically what they were saying is the sellers are asking you guys to reduce your commission because at the end of the day, they just want to net more from their sale price. And what they do is they think that every single one of you guys, which to be honest is very true, they think that all agents are doing the exact same thing and are going to have the exact same results, because a lot of agents are not very good at being able to tell or show and prove that they're different than other agents. So they'll roll up to a table, they'll say, I do photography, I do staging, I do this. And you're like, yes, same with the other 10 other agents, right? We're not different. So the way that you guys are going to be able to come across this approach is not necessarily through all your services that you're providing, but mostly through your negotiation approach. So if you're not a strong negotiator, it's going to show up at that table. And what they're saying, if you are at the seller's table, in order to show them that you have a different approach, you have to show that you are able to sell it higher with that higher percentage, and you're going to net them more at the end of the day. And in order to do that, you kind of have to shift the perspective to show that you are a different type of negotiator, because that's what they're looking for. And the way that you can do that is basically like when the other person, or when the seller asks you, will you lower your commission? What you're going to say is, when you asked the other agents to lower their commission, how quickly did they say yes? A lot of the sellers are going to say, actually, yeah, they just said, yeah, no problem, I'll do it for 1%. And then you have to say, well, that's just a strong indicator that they are not able to negotiate, because if they can't negotiate their own commission right in front of you at the kitchen table, how do you think they're going to act behind your back when you're not even watching and another agent's trying to give an offer and they just accept the lowest offer because it's there? So that was one of their strategies that I thought, and we talk about those types of scripts all the time, but I thought it was pretty good just to say, I think they said, is this a test? And the sellers are like, no. Like, why? I'm like, well, if those other agents are negotiating their commission much lower right in front of you right away without trying to fight it, that's how they're going to negotiate the price of your home. So no, I'm not going to negotiate my commission, but I'm also not going to negotiate the sale price of your home. And at the end of the day, you're going to get more with me. So that was kind of one of the main strategies that they said. So if you guys do get asked that, make sure, a lot of the time you are competing with other agents, and some agents will just say yes. Hopefully you guys are at the table not saying yes right away, and you guys can negotiate it and be able to explain why. He does break it down where the commission goes. He's like, 1/3 goes to the broker, 1/3 goes to me, and 1/3 goes to marketing. I don't really think the sellers care. If I'm very honest, I don't think they care if the broker's getting commission or the CRA, they don't. So like, yes, you can say, well, this money is going towards staging, we know photos are $100. Like, they're not that expensive. if you're trying to say that your commission, 1/3 of it's going towards marketing, then I don't know what you guys are doing, like billboards, whatever you're doing. We know that it's not that expensive unless you guys are going to be doing staging. But I think that main one is to straight up just show that you're a good negotiator by not negotiating your commission. But I think that was the main point of it all.
Sometimes you use the history too. I mean, during his demonstration, he's saying, look, this guy here's listed sales ratio is 90% and mine's 99%. So you're saving 9% by hiring me rather than him. But I'm not sure if you're going to know who you're up against anyway. So you have to make that
A lot of the time they don't.
So you almost have to show the your numbers and the averages or something like that if it works.
Yeah, and I know like Carly and I, we literally just did a listing appointment. We competed with 13 other agents and we did land the listing and we got it at full commission. So I'm sure there was 12 other agents that reduced their commission and all that. And we took it as the approach that we teach you guys all the time, same scripts, all that. We just said straight up, no, we're not negotiating. We backed it by sales. We backed it by strategy. We had a lot of proof of like what we've done in the past. And that really helps as well. And we didn't use the little PowerPoint presentation. We used those questions that we provide for you guys. So I know whatever those 12 agents were doing, I don't know what they were doing. Whatever we teach you guys is the way to do it. Perfect. So that was today's session. I would go back and watch it.
We've always said that when it comes to commission, we've always said you need to have, 3 or 4 answers to the commission question, all right? I mean, you don't know, right? And you can say, well, if that guy can't negotiate himself, how's he going to negotiate for you? That's an easy one.
And then 10 seconds later, you're like, okay, I'll drop it. You have to be strong.
People would say, look, I've never had a client complain about the commission I've charged. All right. Somebody will say that, the way my systems work and the way that I treat all my clients, I'd hate to do half a job for you, and then you're going to recommend me to somebody else doing a half a job. I don't want that. I'm going to give you the full job or nothing. Right? I don't want to give you a half job and then you'd be disappointed and all of a sudden my reputation's gone. So I'm doing the full service every time, every place.
The other common thing we see is that you're easy to cut your commission, but the cooperating always stays at 2.5. So then you've got to use the Peter West script, which is the buyer's job is to get the lowest price possible. Why are we paying him more commission than what you're paying my side, which is to get you the most amount of money I can on your property? So at least make it equal. Like don't give them more than what you're gonna get. If you're gonna do any cutting, make it even, right?
Yeah. So there's tons of different ways, but like Claire said, you have to go in with at least one response. Don't just go in hoping they won't ask you that question, because they will ask you that question. So I think most agents go in hoping and praying they're not going to say it, but they will.
And I've had situations, and maybe this may not be true. You tell me if it's true or not. Maybe I made it up, but I've got agents that will do a presentation, and I'll ask them, how did you do with the commission? They say, well, the commission never came up.
Oops.
So they did their presentation. They said, what's your commission? 5%. And then they did everything else. And then I said, did the objection ever come up again about the commission? No, it never did.
That's not a good sign either.
So I'm not sure where they got this. So I think you still have to address it. Yeah, charge 5%, and this is why.
Yeah. If they don't bring it up, you have to bring it up.
If they don't bring it up, you have to bring it up, because they're also going to offer 1%, because you haven't brought it up. They're going to think, well, what's the difference, right?
We've never had anybody, even as nice as they are, not ask. If
the nicest couples always ask.
If we'll reduce.
So if they don't ask, you need to bring it up.
Yes. Yeah.
And what they also talked about here is as far as the consumer is concerned, you guys are a commodity. You guys are selling eggs. There's an egg. I'm selling this egg. I'm selling that egg. This egg's $1. This egg's $2. So tell me it's an egg. You gotta go and get it for $1. So you have to prove
that you're different.
That you're a different egg.
And it's not through your marketing. Unfortunately, it's not saying that you're a photographer. It's through your negotiation skills and your confidence and like how well you are at selling. It's not. I promise you, your marketing package is not different than any other agent.
Another good one. We always say that 70-80% of your business comes from people that you already know. And if they never talk to you about commission,
you lost.
You may be one of the 30%, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's.
But yeah, I think a lot of agents go in there and they'll say, what makes you different? And then what you said makes you different is probably the exact same thing the other guy said. He's like, I'm a hard worker and I'm gonna work really hard. Like that doesn't cut it anymore.
Mm-hmm. You have to have your own value proposition, right? We used to hate that word when our coach used to ask us all the time. Yeah. What's your own value proposition? What are you adding value to? Why hire you versus anyone else?
Yeah.
And that's the purpose of the client recommendations, the client testimonials. That sort of separates you two, right?
Yep. Stats.
You guys get testimonials from your clients? Everybody here?
Hopefully.
Always. I know somebody who gets 100% testimonials from their clients. 100%. You know why, right? They write them themselves and say, "Do you mind signing this?" And they say, "No problem."
Yeah, and we always recommend when you guys are doing your testimonials, do it when it firms up, like the day after it firms up, not closing, because a lot can happen at closing or before closing. I don't know. The deal may not firm up. I don't know. Things happen in between firm and closing, like bad mess was left by the sellers and then they forget all about you. So when it's firm, they're happy, they're celebrating, they're excited. Nothing bad has happened yet. So always get your testimonial right after it firms up, not close.
I saw something unique last week from Don Mill's office, Jerry Tadman. He was showing me his listing presentation, and he's got a one-pager in, I think the title is All of My Happy Clients, and it's a name and a phone number. And it's just a whole page full of his clients' phone numbers. And he said, call any one of these to find out about the experience. But the people like having their phone number in there because at the end of his, whenever he sells it, he says, "Do you want to be part of my special list?" And they're like, "Yeah, I want to be on that special list." And then they feel obligated now to give good information when they get that call. Who knows if they actually even do ever get a call. But
Or just, that one works. No, I don't know if anyone will call it.
no, but it shows proof and
Yes.
confidence. Like, here's 100 people I worked with that all were satisfied. Welcome to check any one of them. This is before Google.
I was going to say,
reviews, right?
Google is probably the one that people will go to still. But
Yeah.
perfect.
Stats?
And yeah.
Okay, so right now we've got, as of August or April the 12th, we've got 23,500 listings, so they're starting to creep up, right? What's this morning? So it's 23,500, 13,000 are freeholds, 10,000 are condos, vacants, what, 34% of the properties are vacant, so actually come down a little bit. 42 condos are vacant, 28% of freeholds are vacant. Sales, unfortunately, we're down about 18% from last year. And we're down about 4% from March, first 12 days of March. I'm surprised about those numbers because I thought with the number of open houses that we had this weekend, the weather was okay on Saturday, right? It was not good on Sunday.
Yeah. But I think you're going to see it pick up in this week and next week because from the Treb stats, our sales did bump up like just less than 2% from last year. So I think it's just the slow months, like start to the months.
I think because of all the Christmas or Easter stuff and all the other stuff going on there, so maybe that affected things. So hopefully that'll get going there. Sales over 100, sales over asking about 18%. So almost 20% of properties selling for over asking. In case you want to do that strategy. Daily about 154 per day. Months of inventory about 5.1 for everything. 6.4 for condominiums. What's going on with condominiums? Anybody trying to sell those? Are we to get any action?
No, not yet.
I'm seeing the
Which ones?
Condos.
So they're trying to sell one and up or do. What's the price on it now?
509.
519 for how many square feet?
This is 700.
Wow.
700 square feet. Right?
I'm seeing condos
They're
outside of the
selling-
CO1 struggling.
79, it was sold around that same time, around 590.
So 590 was were the current sale or last sales, but that was like 6 months, 8 months ago.
That's right, yes.
I was having this talk with another agent in Durham who's got a condo in Uxbridge, and she told me the price. I want to say it was in the 500s, and I had to tell her, like, downtown Toronto is selling under 500s for a lot of one bedrooms. So if downtown Toronto is selling for that, then Uxbridge, I can only imagine, would be a lot less, no?
Which makes sense. It
I
should
don't
be.
know. It sucks, but yeah, we're seeing. I just sold a Regent Park one, 480 for a 1+ den.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at a Mississauga condo. Literally a year ago, they were going for 520. One just sold for 394.
Oof.
So
390.
the suggestion is 20% drop in prices
In one year.
in the burbs, all right? Not
That's
necessarily down.
Mississauga, yeah.
I'm seeing the
So
burbs.
if you guys have condos, yeah, I think we were doing that. If you guys have condos that aren't selling, send them what's going on in CO1, like prime condo area.
Yeah,
and-
we keep sending our Scarborough guy what's happening in CO1. I'm like, if downtown is not getting this price, you're not getting it over
In
here in
Scarborough.
Agincourt. I'm sorry. It's just not.
It's not.
And this is a good thing. I'm happy for
True.
condo prices to go. It's not a good thing for anyone bought in the past 3 years, but it's a good thing for buyers. It's what the price of condos should be.
So we're projected to do about 4,600 sales, but we should be doing more than that. Last March we had like 5,600 sales. So, but the projection right now is about 46. But I think the second half of the month will be picking up. Leases, almost 18,000 active leases out there. So there's less active listings than there are sale listings. All right, but the sales for The sales as of the first 12 days in April were 1,800, and the sales and the leases leased 3,700. So it's almost 2 to 1. So for every it's 2 to 1 leases versus sales. So that seems to be the direction. I think what's happening, there are a lot of first time buyers. They're deciding to rent. They're reading the newspapers, right? They're deciding to rent instead. But there's going to be a time, and it's going to happen fast, where it's going to roll over quickly.
Yeah.
And what's it going to be? Maybe it'll be. I was hoping today we're going to announce that war is over. So a simple thing like the war being settled down, and everybody's. I thought something like that would pick up. I think that would settle the whole market down. But now they're at it again, right?
Yeah.
So what a mess that is. So
He did help though. He showed him as Jesus. So
was that a joke or no?
No, that is a real.
Wait, what happened?
He portrayed himself as Jesus.
Who did?
I don't even want to say his name. It's ridiculous.
AI
It's AI generated on his actual
he did it or somebody
socials.
else did it. Huh?
It's ridiculous.
Anyway, so maybe today.
And I think you're right, but it's not just first-time buyers. I think everybody who is kind of on the fence are renting right now. Even downsizers I'm seeing thinking about renting now.
Yeah. So I think it's going to switch, and it's going to switch fast, right? Vacants, 53% of leases are vacant. Lease themselves, so it's still down. They're down 10% from last year.
Like right away.
No, they're going to convert to buyers.
Oh.
Yeah, leases are down 10% from last year, down 6% from March. Trib did come in with their numbers for the end of the month for March itself, and the average price came in at minus 6.7. Average price right now is $1,017,000. So it's hover around that $1,017,000, $1,020,000 around for the last bunch of months, right? It's been there for a while. Sales themselves were up 1.7% from last year. I think they fudged that number to get over 5,000. It's 5,039. I think they wiggled that number a little bit. Active listings were actually down 8%. So what does that mean? And new listings themselves were down 16%. So new listings are down, active listings are down, sales are down. Doesn't add up.
No.
People are not selling. They're not down with the
Doesn't add
price.
up, right? So you think it would go the other way around. So I don't know. Who knows? Average days on the market, 31 days on the market. Last year was 24, so we know that it's been a bit longer. If you add the cancel relist, it's 47 days on the market. Average price for the 416 tax is actually 1.6. So that's pretty high. 905 is 1.2. 70 detaches in 416 is 1.2. 416 townhouses 959. 416 condos 648 average. I'm surprised about the Scarborough bungalow. I would have thought Scarborough bungalows during the peak, if you remember, the Scarborough bungalow with the basement apartment during 2022 would go for 1.3 or so, right? And then it dropped down to about 1.1 or something with the basement apartment, and then if it didn't have a basement apartment, the Scarborough bungalow was going for about 980 or so. And now I'm looking at it, and they're going for 8s and 7s now. The old Scarborough bungalows with no finished basement, the old grandma house you talked about.
We love those grandma houses.
So now they're going for 800,000. So that tells me that there is an option out there. There's an alternative. Why would you pay $800,000 or even $600,000 for a condo and you get a fully detached bungalow?
You know, I've been trying to push first timers to consider Scarborough. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a spot that's not considered, but there's great investment.
So I just ran a couple of charts here. I'm just kind of curious here. So this is the prime rate interest rates for the last history. This has been the prime rate for interest rates forever. This is the average price in Toronto Real Estate Board for properties of all types, including freeholds, townhouses, condos, or anything else. And I'm trying to correlate, is there a connection between interest rates and the average price? And I believe there is, because there's one formula that has not changed for qualifications, and that is your TDS, or your GDS. That has not changed. So as the interest rates go down, then you can afford more based on that TDS formula. And right now we've been hovering around 4.45. It's been the prime rate since October. Minus, what can you get? Minus 1.5%, minus 1%. You can get what can you get a mortgage now for?
3.5.
How much, sorry? 3.5. Yeah. So it's about prime minus 1.2 or so. So today we're 4.45 for the prime rate. The worst rate we ever had would have been in, well, okay. I go way back to the history there.
22% back in 81.
Back in 1981, thank you, Mr. Villa. Back in August 21, oh, you didn't remember that one. August 81, the prime rate was 22.25.
And houses were
And
$20,000.
In 1981, the average price.
It's a battle of the
was-
millennials and the boomers.
Average price in 1981. Anybody want to make a guess?
Yeah.
Right?
160.
Yeah, 90,000. Right?
Yeah, so the math still doesn't math.
So 22% and 90,000. Right? What was the cheapest prime rate?
1.7. 2.
I'm not talking about mortgage rate. I'm talking about prime rate.
Prime.
And it was. And don't say mortgage is prime minus 1.2 or so, right?
Yeah, so it's
So it's prime
2
rate-
point something. Was 2020.
Believe it or not, in 2020, 2009. Don't you remember 2008? Remember that? Tough market. It was a tough market, and then they dropped their rates, I guess, down to 225. And the average price in 2009 was 397,000.
But our market picked up in.
And the market picked up, right? But and what else? Okay, and the next most recent, probably what, 2020.
2021 maybe.
March of 2020 it was 2.45, and we know that February was the peak. That 2020 the mark, yeah, 1,198,000. So as interest rates go, so as interest rates go up and down, the prices do the same thing. Not exactly in lockstep, but something to consider there too. So we don't expect the rates to increase. Anybody expect the rates to increase or decrease in the next?
Weren't they talking about it possibly increasing?
They're talking about a possible increase, right? So
said-
the reason why I mentioned this here, you got clients sitting on the fence. And if clients are sitting on the fence for what? What are they waiting for? Buyers are waiting for the prices to drop, and the sellers are waiting for prices to increase.
I think they're waiting for stability.
I think they're waiting for some
And
confidence.
what's happened is it's settled down. It's settled down. So if anyone wants to make a move now, it needs to be done today. Like there's no need to wait, right? There's no reason to wait.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, as soon as Trump and those guys finish whatever they're doing, then I believe that the pent-up demand is going to be up. Number of sales for Toronto Real Estate Board last year was 63,000, which is the lowest amount of sales we've had in 25 years.
63?
63,000, right? I just read that, I didn't double check it.
There was a 4,600 deal 5-7 years ago.
I'm talking about the entire year. The entire year.
63,000.
Right. So if we're doing right now, we're on average about 5,000 permits. We're actually 60,000. So we're actually less. So there's 60,000 this year we're on track for, but so it's not enough. So going back to what Ben said at the awards event, there's this huge pent-up demand, just waiting for some good news. And as soon as it comes, it's going to take off. So you want to be there when that happens. That's what we're talking about. So even though the market might be tight right now, you're not going to sit down in the hole and sit down and say, well, I'm not going to do anything. Market's top, I'm not going to do. No, you just set up. But when it does happen, they want to make sure that clients call you and not somebody else. So that's what's happening now.
What do you think about the HST for the new builder? They're limiting, the price.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea, don't you?
They're jacking up the freight.
Oh, they're not.
So,
Who is? Right? They can, but not today.
you know the Lindsay buyer, the plier we have at here?
Yes, the one that I showed
They
you.
were saying 530, right? And now they're saying 555.
Really? Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised. I guess that'll be it, man.
They're adding $24,000 now for, I don't know why, because adjusting for what reason.
Were you going to get into HST anyways? Or?
No.
Oh, people have been begging.
You're going to leave that too?
Are you going to do it?
I can if you
You
want
can
to.
do
You
yeah,
should
the
do
HST.
it.
You can do it.
That's terrible.
I'm getting a lot of questions about it, so I think it's
I
a
can do it
topic.
tomorrow.
We do it together. Because you did it already, I think, right?
You guys want to know about the HST stuff, right? I think.
Okay,
most
so
of
so So it's only for new homes, and it's for everybody. And you're talking about this 24,000 HST. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I have to see the numbers that you're talking about. But right now, before the law came in, everybody had a $24,000 maximum credit. You got a credit as a first-time buyer buying new, not even first-time buyer, any buyer. When you bought new, you had a HST credit of $24,000 maximum. And I think it maxed out around $490 or so, $490,000. Let's say $500,000. It maxes out. Anything less than that price is going to be less than $24,000. That was already today. That already happened.
Yeah.
Now they're saying that they're going to give both the full HST, which would be on $1 million property, maximum $130,000, but it also includes that $24,000. So you're not going to see a reduction of $130,000. You're going to see a reduction of $106,000 because they already took off the $24,000. So they didn't put it in their pocket. It was already there. You follow me there?
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. And maximum is going to be 15%. Maximum is $1 million property, $130,000. Goes up to 1.85 or something like there, but it's still 130,000 max. And after 1.85, it's goes back to 24,000.
Yeah. APS has to be signed after April 1st, 2026. So it does not apply to agreements before. So anywhere between April 1st, 2026 and up until, as of right now, March 31st, 2027. That's on both primary residence or if you're going to rent it out, but they're slightly different if you are going to rent it out. So if you're using it for your primary residence, construction has to start on or before December 31st, 2028. So if agreement can be signed as of April 1st, but construction has to start before 2028, and it has to be fully completed on or before December 31st, 2031. It's a long time. I don't think it will take that long, but you never know what project.
And does the buyer get penalized if the shovel doesn't go in the ground, but they have an accepted agreement?
They just don't get the rebate.
So it could screw them over at some point.
That's why a lot of the builders now are pushing products that have already been started, so that you know pretty good window.
So if you're going to push someone towards it, it needs to be something that you know is going to start
and finish before 2031.
Yeah. Alex is giving a look.
So the question people had, I already bought last year, but it doesn't close till next year. Do I qualify?
No.
Now, do we agree with that? Or some people don't. And there is a petition going around. If you're interested, you can see the WhatsApp group. You guys have a voice. That's okay.
Same thing with assignments we're getting asked. I believe if the assignments do not count too because the original agreement was signed before April 2026, right? Correct. So assignments do not count.
Now, you can have investors that are going to rent out property and still take advantage of the HST rebate. The agreement still has to be signed between April 1st and March 31st, 2027. Construction, though, is a bit different. If you're going to be renting it out, construction has to start on or before March 31st, 2026.
Oh, that's a different one.
Does this even make any sense? Yes, it does. So they're trying to promote projects that have already started that cannot sell.
For investors.
So construction has to be started already, but your agreement has to be as of April 1st, and it has to be finished by 2029. Oof. That makes sense if it started already.
Yeah.
So yes, investors can take advantage, but there's just slightly different
now.
timelines.
Yeah.
I think where does the mission of finishing the project come? Technically, this 130 whatever percentage has to be adjusted in APS upfront, right? $1 million property, technically I should get about 906, whatever way. So, me as a buyer, my purpose is solved because I got the rebate upfront.
But I don't think they're going to do the whole rebate up front, just the $24,000. Do we know? And actually, they may not know how functionally they're going to do this yet. Because I'm also reading that investors will have to prepay it and apply for their own rebate versus though your primary residence, which will be bundled up in together. I'm also hearing from builders that they're all handling it different ways too. I don't know if you guys have seen that in the industry. So we need to get lawyers involved to figure out exactly how it's going to happen.
Here's what I think is going to happen, and I could be wrong. I think right now, when you buy a property, you tell the builder, I'm talking about pre-construction, you tell the builder I'm moving in myself. Therefore, the builder gets the $24,000 credit. Is everybody okay? I've talked about this before, right? The builder gives you a price that includes HST. The rebate goes back to the buyer, but the builder's agreement says that the buyer assigns that rebate back to the builder. Therefore, the builder's offering a cheaper price.
This is as of today. This is what's happening right now.
Same thing's going to happen with the new law. They're going to credit the purchase price includes the HST, and the buyer's going to assign the $130,000 to the builder.
If they're moving into it themselves.
You follow me?
Yeah, I do.
If they're not, if it's an investor that's going to rent it out, or if it gets assigned, the builder no longer qualifies. The buyer no longer qualifies for the $130,000 rebate. Therefore, they're going to tack on the $130,000 to the purchase price.
And they'll pay and then apply for their own rebate.
The same thing as 24,000.
It's exactly the same as this is my interpretation. It's going to be exactly the same as it is now. Nothing's changed except rather than being 24,000, it's going to be 130,000.
That's just about
So if you think of it that way,
Yeah.
think about how we already been doing it. I think you'd be safe.
I don't want anyone to buy.
So I don't know why I do know why, because it seems like you're getting 130,000. So people are thinking they're getting a $130,000 check.
Yeah.
But I would just take this news, educate, but go to resale. Why not go to the 23,000 properties available right now and negotiate $100,000?
Because they're not dropping the price. The price is still high.
And that's what Abu was mentioning. Some builders,
Same thing, just the numbers.
just more money, just more.
Rather than 24, it's going to be 130,000.
And you have to rely on the builder. You called it out earlier. Some builders are going to
jack up the price,
change their pricing to make it work. So you have to have some trust that they're going to give it to the in the proper price.
Here's what I also think. I think it's a political move. They're trying to get rid of all that standing inventory that's been already built, not sold.
Yeah.
They're trying to get rid of all that built, and that's why it only goes for a year.
1 year, yeah.
Goes for 1 year. They're trying to get rid of all that inventory. At the same time, they've also the Ontario government has partnered with somebody else. I don't like this. They partnered with somebody else to buy blocks of unsold construction. So now this company, who the government's funding with $1.5 billion, whatever it is, $1.3 billion, they're gonna buy blocks of inventory from Mankeys, let's say. They're gonna buy a whole floor. They're gonna buy 10 stores. They're gonna get a discount, and they're gonna get the 13% off to boot.
And they're going to flood the market now with purpose-built rentals.
And what they're doing, they're faking the market as far as I can see, because now they're gonna whatever price they give to the builders, discounted price. What about the other guys that have to pay the full price?
Well, and then there's the petition going around and saying, what happened to all the people that couldn't close, that had to pay extra money and extension costs, had to pay levies and duties and all this thing, and are financially in turmoil now? Why not help those people
that are already bought,
got totally screwed over? Now we're trying to help the developers get all their inventory sold.
That's the part I go.
Yeah, so this is simply help to builders.
I think it's 100% builders. I think both the HST and the.
But look how easily the market. Look, I've never gotten so many messages.
We've our pre-construction was empty.
I'm getting a message about pre-construction. And by the way, can you help me get my commission? They've been owing me for over a year. I'm like, and you still want to go to pre-construction? Like, we're chasing commissions now. I'm 2 years, 1 year. There's people that have not paid commission.
Yeah.
5 years. I don't even know if yours have started digging yet.
It's done. It's apparently like being built.
And there. And now I still get questions about I would not. I would focus on the resale.
Our WhatsApp group like blew up.
Get paid today. You get to walk through it, negotiate your price.
Do deal today.
Yeah.
Oh, Brad.
You found the bread?
No, she's in Hamilton, Television City.
And Brad Lamb's involved with that one?
Mm-hmm.
So Brad, the bread, same thing. Brad Lamb hasn't paid on that one either.
Yes, Television City.
And the one I have in Toronto is called the bread
Bread
or
company.
something. The bread company, and they're not paying there either.
And those ones closed, registered, done, moved in, like done.
I
Still
got
not
another
getting
one
paid.
on the Vic Towns are not paying.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna. If you want to go
So
down
it's
the
nice to
pre-construction
sell it,
hall.
but
Got one in
resale you'll
got one
get
in St.
paid.
Crowd's not paying. Got one in Kingston not paying. Got one in Peterborough not paying.
And Laura chases them.
Yeah.
Laura.
So my
is
message
on
to
it.
people asking about pre-construction: why don't we take the 130,000 potential and negotiate off a purchase price off of something that's available right now?
Sentiments of the people is very bad right now because they think that they are getting this benefit.
So educate them. Explain to them what it actually
So
is.
people are lining up like Canadian measurement, sold out.
Yep.
See?
And you've
Like
got to
it's,
go over the
free.
qualities, the
Everything
build.
is free.
Yeah.
People are lining up there.
So you got to change. You got to use that marketing to your advantage. And how
So
can you
you're
educate
saying
them?
just this weekend it sold out? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, the project is sold out there.
So I am reading. There's a headline today. It says new build home sales in Ontario surge after the HST rebate. Meaning like one builder sold 100 units. So yes, it did surge. But yeah, there is more. What they're saying is people are getting more calls. There is activity. So even political or not, it's working because you guys are getting asked the questions. People are going to the sites.
Rather than staying in a resale property, why not to stay in a new property? Never use and
Sure. Yeah.
So you guys want to keep your ear to the ground. Which builders are cooperating?
Yeah, maybe you want
Right.
to ask me, right?
And you want to maybe promote those guys that are cooperating and try to get somebody's listens. To answer your first question, is it a good idea? I think it is a good idea because these people are buying these new houses as probably move-up buyers, so they've got something else to sell. Likely, like they may not be first-time buyers. I mean, what's the average price of that Kennedy and wherever it is you have?
So townhouse is more than $1
$1 million for townhouses, right?
Yeah, so why wouldn't you go resale under $1 million?
You can go to market and get something less expensive, right? But
brand new. Which is okay. There's something for everybody. That's
people
fine
like-
if you want brand
people
new.
like brand new.
Yep, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine until it settles and it cracks. You have a plumbing problem, and you know.
But it's on their Terrion, so.
We don't want new that hasn't settled and showed its real age yet.
Yeah, but I guess if you have clients asking, we do have access. We can introduce them. You can reach out to me, but I still would persuade them to do some resale and go shopping a little bit and see. You can keep going.
Tales from the street.
Sure.
This guy in BC bought this house and the property had a flood week before closing. And their opinion was from the seller saying it's a minor leak. The opinion for the buyer says it's a major leak. So I had to go to court, and the court decided in favor of the buyer, and the buyer didn't have to close, got the deposit back. So if you actually remember, the reason I said we had one just last week. Did that get squared away, do you know? Or?
I think so. They're going to.
Okay, we had one of our own listings where the property sold and the property leaked just about 2 weeks before closing. So just it's not automatic, but if they can figure it out, that's good. That happens very rarely.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways.
Were you going to give that one to me? Or?
I've got all kinds of.
Yep.
They're talking about prices and stuff. There's 84,000 Ontario properties that are owned by numbered companies. These are houses, not apartment buildings. Houses are owned. 84,000 Ontario are owned by numbered companies. Meaning these guys are buying bulk. They're buying like especially happens in Kitchener, Waterloo. They're buying these companies are buying these rundown properties. They're going in there. They're buying them cheap. They're fixing them up. They're putting them back on the market to rent or to sell.
The flipping company.
Flipping company, right? But they're saying that it's hurting the other people because now they're competing with these other people trying to buy these properties, and these guys are doing it as a business. So that's all the comment was there. There's 19,000 to 84,000 in Ontario, 19,000 in Toronto. 84,000 the same number of houses in the city of Markham. Just to give you an idea how big it is, how many these number of companies own these properties. And that's it.
Did you send this one to the group?
I have it on mine.
Oh, okay.
They go for it.
Go ahead.
Okay. Katelyn sent this article in the group anyways. It's about negotiating intelligence and working with buyers now in this market. And the article talks a little bit about how you think it's easy to work with a buyer right now, but somehow it's sort of hard to get that deal together. And I've never signed more mutual releases in this market than I ever have. So I know deals are harder to get together. And
During the conditional period.
They are falling apart during the condition period. And so I'm going to pair with a real life situation too. But, you know, we know that they're hesitant to enter the market. They're sitting on the sidelines so much longer. They're already struggling to commit. And then when they find a property, even getting them to put an offer on that property feels like a struggle, right? Like you're really trying to.
Well, it took them a while just to get to an offer, probably.
Or maybe you went out showings right away, and you still have a hard time getting to the offer. Maybe you do the offer, they still are not confident. Then they back out even before the inspection, right? Or even financing. And it's because a lot of agents will say things like, "Well, don't worry, you can get out of the deal in conditions. Let's just try it, and you can always get out." And we kind of do it to ourselves by positioning them in a position of power where they can just use conditions to get out, and they do because you've given them permission to do that. So what's happening right now, and a lot of buyers agents are jumping straight to viewing homes without doing any buyer consultation or sort of explaining what the process is, and it's resulting in
some are doing it without a pre-approval now too.
Yeah. So what I was going to do is going to pair it with a live situation where we got a buyer client and it was a referral to us. So that's our business, is we get referral clients. That's how we built our business. And typically those referrals means that we're not interviewing with other agents. So we do have a good referral business that way, but we got a referral client, and instead of calling the client and asking what their budget was and jumping to do showings, we had a buyer's consult. So what that looks like is we get on the phone on a conference call with the buyer, and in this case it was their spouse. Sometimes it's video. We actually don't prefer video if we can hide from it. We'd rather do phone calls now, but it really depends on the client. In this case, they were okay with a conference call. And that was going through an entire buyer's consult. So the initial part of that meeting is just listening to them, asking them what are they looking for, what experiences have they been through already, have they been to open houses, what's their budget, what are their jobs, what do they like to do. So the first half an hour is just asking questions, getting to know them. That's before we've even introduced ourselves to that meeting. In this particular case, this referral client had met with one agent already and then decided that they were going to self-rep themselves. So they were convinced that they had gone to enough open houses, they knew what an offer looked like, they could rep themselves. Now we're here at the buyer's consult and I'm learning about this, and I'm learning that's because that initial agent was super pushy, was super aggressive, they didn't have the answers to their questions, and he just failed in the initial first couple showings. So now all of a sudden, my client thinks that all agents are like that. He was convinced that all agents were pushy, aggressive, didn't know anything, and he convinced himself he was going to rep himself. So we're doing the buyer's consult. We figure out what they want. Then we introduce ourselves, who we are, what makes us unique, how we're going to help them in their process, what our style is, what anything that makes us unique. In that case, we had introduced a buyer.
Tell Omer to like,
That's okay. It's not bugging me, but maybe
it's bugging other people.
This is where if you are running a team or you're a team lead and you're trying to back away from doing showings, you're now going to introduce your buyer's agent as part of your process. So this is where we introduce now Sanik as our buyer's agent in this particular case. And he wasn't on the call, but I'm explaining what his style was and what he's going to do. So I've already put that out there. This is what our strategy is to not work with buyers. So this is like an hour to an hour and a half now phone conversation. What the process is. That phone call also talks about showings and the exploitation phase, what it looks like when we're getting ready to do an offer, what kind of deposit they need to have. It goes through all of that, what conditions might look like. This is all like a pre-summary to the journey that they're about to go on, which is about a 1-year journey. So typically the first instance you meet with the buyer, they're not going to start even looking right away. In this particular case, it was an hour and a half meeting. And then there's still no showings. It was email after email, questions about this property and what about this. They didn't even know what area they wanted to live in yet. So about 6 months of email exchange going back and forth with different information. Then you get into showings finally. So now they've built trust with you. They know you can answer their questions. Then you're getting into showings. Then it's another 3 to 6 months of just doing showings. Then you get into the offer and going through that. So it all starts off with this buyer consultation to make sure that they know exactly what you're doing. And if you are competing, you need to show them value the same way that you would in a listing with a seller too, right? So, but it's an entire journey. It's everyone nowadays, I'm hearing, I want to work with buyers, I want to work with buyers. They're easier, but you really have to do a lot of work to build trust with them, to get them to trust you when you get to that offer stage, because then they're going to trust you to get past the condition stage and to get past the financing and the inspection, but they've already had that trust because you've been working with them very organized way for
And I would say most agents would just jump right to the showing, right? They'd say, I want to see this house, and then you go meet them. And in this market, it's a little harder. And we give you guys that consultation too. Like I know downstairs, the girls have buyer packages and seller packages ready for you guys. It has the scripts for the consultation. So like you guys don't have to think about it. It's just simple questions more than anything. But I don't think enough agents are asking questions and explaining what's actually happening in the market. So that's part of the confusion and the hesitation that buyers are having right now.
Yeah, so don't just get out there and start doing showings. And if you notice too, like, this is going to sound really bad, it's not my broker brain, but we're not even talking about contracts right away either. That's something that you build with trust. You're not going to just throw them a contract and they're not going to sign it, especially our generation. They just won't do that. So you got to build trust and time in doing that as well, and you will over time. But treat it like a listing. You can work with as many buyers as you want, but don't just think that they're a buyer and it's going to be easier. It's actually a little bit harder, and you have to put some time into it.
That consultation is very important.
Yeah, we used to have a 1-pager in an intake form, and we would check it off and write it. Now we memorized it, so I can get my notepad and I know exactly what the flow is and what I need to ask and what information I need to get, but it takes practice.
I responded to dealer work that this shoot for you
In this particular case, yeah, we said I think
that's not normal. I will say that's like abnormal.
So this particular client is engineer brain, highly analytical. Remember, he already thinks he can rep himself. So now we're trying to prove that no, we know more information than you. So he's done 50 CMAs before they even went out to go look at some of these houses in an Excel spreadsheet. But this client loves it. He loves that brain. Now he's convinced he's not going to rep himself, obviously, because now you've shown him that you know more than he does. So you built that trust.
Got 3 things here, then I guess you finished?
Yeah, it's 10:02.
It's 10:02 now?
We started
real quick. I'll just real quick. Okay, so if your client's buying buying a new house nowadays, whether you're buying it from an individual builder or even a major builder, the buyer now has to register the Tarion purchase with Tarion, not the seller.
That was always the case.
And the reason why they're doing that is a lot of individual builders themselves were selling new homes pretending that it was their own house and not covered under Tarion. So it's a sneaky way for Tarion to find out that a builder's building a house to sell so they get taxes. They're not, it doesn't say that here, but that's what's going on. So if you got a buyer that's buying a new place, the obligation is now on them. Now they still get, if they don't register this, they still get coverage. It's not like they don't get coverage, but just they won't get the same type of coverage that you're getting had they registered it. So it's more particular with if you're buying like a new build home that like a one-off where a private individual's doing it, then and you want Tarion, you got to register it yourself.
Why it has to pay for the Tarion? Or
No, just register online. No, it's still, it's nothing to do with money. It's just to do with the registering it there, right? Canada Post, this got me going here. Canada Post is they're going to stop home delivery. You got that? Canada Post is moving ahead with the end of home delivery. And I'm thinking, what are all those guys that I'm telling you to farm and send out flyers and blah, 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 right? So you can't read the headline. What it says here, they're not going to deliver to your house, but they're going to deliver to a community mailbox. So I've had a community mailbox for 30
What do you mean?
They're just not.
I don't want that.
Yeah, they're just not coming to your door.
Who gets
I actually kind of love
Scarborough.
who gets mail delivered to their house?
The old hoods do.
Except for old guys.
Mine gets delivered to my house
Scarborough.
in Pickering.
Really?
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? We're gonna have
The Ontario
community
government
boxes?
decided to cut the development fees in half. So that's good. That's another thing for the development fees. They're cut in half. So in Toronto, for instance, just so you know, single family home, development charges in August 2015 was $35,000. Today it's $137,000.
That's a problem.
Yikes.
And this survey here, just so you know, 55%. This survey, 55% of all Canadians do not like the house they live in right now. And 65% of renters don't like where they're living right now.
and then have
So if you're out there door knocking, phone calling, 55% of the current homeowners do not like the home they live in. They want it bigger. They want a bigger yard. They want something different. So if you think nobody's doing anything, nobody wants to do anything. 55% of the people saying they don't like the house they live in. So I thought that was good.
It's good. We're still getting TREB complaints. They really suck. I don't agree with them, but we're still getting complaints on people that don't cancel their showings in time. And they are being fined like $1,000 just for like canceling. This particular case was 20 minutes into the showing. So it was canceled before the showing ended. The PropTex rules that you have to cancel the showing before it starts.
Not during it.
In this particular case, she had called the agent and apologized, but the seller client is obviously already disgruntled. The property's still on the market. The client was the one that complained. We tried to appeal it. It is what it is. We canceled the showing halfway through the showing, and that person is going to get fined, and it really sucks. So just be careful out there. I don't agree with these rules. I think they're quite harsh, especially if you're running buyers and it's, you're being honest, you make mistakes. Then also had the example, what if you're in a car accident or something happens on the way? Like anything could happen, right? But it happens. It honestly, just mistakes happen. So if it does happen to you, call the listing agent right away. Just be a human and apologize and be remorseful. Most of the time, they're going to be okay. They understand that you're human, but it's when you get involved with a client that's kind of disgruntled already, it's a hard thing to prove. So,
But changing the appointment is very easy from your app, and so is calling the other
yeah,
agent.
you can do a time change on Broker Bay, call a listing office, call the listing agent, right? Do all of the things, put it in writing too to show you made your best attempt. And it does happen. It happens to the best of people by accident, not on purpose, but people are getting fined.
You can go in 5 minutes earlier, right?
You cannot go
Do
5
not
minutes
go
earlier.
early.
No, without permission.
Unless
you
it's
can call and ask for
vacant.
permission. Even when it's vacant, you're supposed to go like the exact same time.
Has anybody tried this new lock shop?
No, I'm terrified. I'm not going there.
Not doing it.
Some Century 21 events. Katelyn, were you going to go over those anyways?
Yep.
Okay.
No, you can do those ones.
Okay, just for some summary. Canva is coming. I actually don't.
It's here.
It's here, right? How
Yeah,
does
it's
the
here.
billing work? Do you pay yourself? That's my
If
only
you
question.
already have an account, you
It's
can
just
apply for a discount or a refund, and then otherwise you pay for a new account.
Okay. So there's some training videos. I know there's happening more on April 20th as well. And then there is an AI meeting. I don't have the date, so that is not helpful.
That's for us.
Oh yeah, true. Okay. Realtor Quest, May 13 to 14. That's coming up, 2 days. There's a Toronto Blue Jays game with Century 21. Tickets will go on sale, I think, this month. It's on September 27th.
That was a lot of fun.
It
You
was
guys should
super
go.
fun. I think they have even more space this year, so consider that. They're doing a top agent experience. So this is for invite only. I don't know the qualifiers yet, but that's going to be Niagara-on-the-Lake, October 1st and 2nd. And then we are already advertising for conference in 2027 in Halifax. That's in September 2027. So you have lots of time to plan and save for that as well. So this all came out in an email last week as well.
Perfect. I'll go over our training stuff soon. Do you have other stuff?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna show something quick. We need you, San and San.
Oh, we need the remote too.
Also, I'm gonna be on vacation for the next month. The Raptors are in the play.
Oh, Raptors are in the play. We also forgot to talk about Summer House. Is anyone else keeping up with
Yeah, like who's keeping up?
Amanda and Kyle? Or is that just like
That just
Katelyn
us?
and I? Yeah, just us.
Oh, I'm joining the meeting. I think I'm just joining the meeting now. Oops. All right, so I just need to be made a co-host. I just want to show you guys something new on Realm. If you watched on Instagram, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Can you request it or not?
How do you request it?
In the meantime, I don't think we welcomed our new agent, Shaunik. Is that correct? Welcome. There's now a proper Shaunik and a white version Sanic. So it's very confusing. He's got the proper name of what your mom probably intended for you to have. So welcome. And then there's someone else named Samdeep, but I don't think he's here today. So we'll introduce him next time. But welcome.
I don't know how to request.
I made you go.
Oh, you did? Okay. Okay. There you go. Okay. You guys can see behind me too? You can see it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so if you guys notice, there's a new little feature now. If you guys ever go into Realm, there's this new button called Restyle. So I'm just going to show you guys. It's a little AI trick, I guess. So what you can do is you can actually interior decorate a room. I'll do this one just for example because it's vacant.
Does you have a buyer and they're like, oh, I hate this grandma house. And you're like, well, no problem. You're going to have to renovate. Let's look.
So you can click that button, Restyle. And so like if it's a house like this, like we're selling a grandma house in Scarborough, they're very like basic rooms. Sorry, it's a little slow, but you can actually decide, you can change the room. So you can see that this is a more modern room. So this is what it looks like today. So if you have a hard time, like your clients have a hard time like visualizing it, it does add, you do have to be careful because it did add some lighting there that will require obviously electrical work. You can do rustic style. It doesn't add furniture that I've seen yet. Oh, there it is. It'll add random furniture, but you can see it's got like the rustic background. Let's do, I don't know, Mediterranean. So if you guys are just looking, I don't know if you can see it on the client side though. That I haven't tested. But yeah, you can make this on a whole rustic side as well.
All listed.
All listings, yeah.
Good question to see what it looks like on the client.
I don't know if the clients, if they have access to this. I haven't been able to see. Even if we do a new image, so like, I don't know, if we want to go to the kitchen, for example, which is always one that's hard to visualize. Again, you just click Restyle. This is just to play around with it.
I would use it to make like cute content for your listings. If
Yes.
you've got a listing that needs some work or needs some love and you want to create like a fun little reel, you can show online different styles that they can do with
So
it.
we did it actually just for this listing online and it got quite a few views on it, whether someone was buying it or not. But so again, Scandinav style. So if you want to change the entire kitchen, you can like, it shows you exactly like what you can do with the
pretty
space, which is really nice. I don't know if you can save it.
I think you can, yeah. You can share.
Share? Yeah, I guess so. Copy link.
What about more? Or menu?
Menu? No. Share your experience.
Rate your experience.
If you want to do coastal. I saw one made it a pink kitchen at one point. But yeah, just some things to play around with. If you want a bright green kitchen, whatever it is. I did notice One of the images actually added like a full window. So obviously you have to be like, I think Claire talked about this a few meetings ago. You do have to be careful with AI. Like I think this was a room and it made it into like a sunroom, but it put a giant window in the room, which obviously is not correct. So these won't save or anything like on your listing. So you can still do your virtual staging and stuff, but I thought I'd just point out this new little feature that we found. I guess it made a bedroom into a kitchen. I don't know. So, I mean, it has its like negatives, but
No.
yeah. So it's by Roomvo. But like see how it adds a window? Like you do have to be careful. So don't go adding these, but just as a fun little feature that I noticed that was there last week.
Fun.
Yeah.
This is my question too.
What?
Why?
Why?
I don't know, because we're AI.
Because we can.
Because we can.
Your tread dues paid for that feature, so hope you will use it.
Did that stop sharing? Okay. That was my only like little twerky thing that we were going to show you. We have been doing AI though. If you guys do have vacant properties and you want to do virtual staging, Gemini is what we've been using a lot. So it's like ChatGPT, but I find it better with images. So if you have a vacant property like that, you can say, upload the photo, say, use this exact photo, virtually stage it with modern furniture, and it will do it. Sometimes it moves the room, of course, and it does weird things and you get in a fight with Gemini, but you can virtually stage it for free on Gemini, or you can pay someone like Bella Staging if you want to hire a professional to do it. But if you're trying to save some costs.
And you should disclose that it's been virtually staged like in the captions of the actual photo.
Yeah. In terms of training this week, so on Wednesday, we are going to have an emergency real estate agent reset session. So I think a lot of agents are feeling very disorganized right now and you guys don't know what to do. So instead of training you and talking at you for an hour, we're going to do a 90-minute reset session on Wednesday at 11 till 12:30. It's going to be hosted here at the Kennedy office. I will have it online, but I'm going to encourage you guys to come in person because it's not going to be me with a PowerPoint presentation and training you on anything. I'm actually going to be giving you guys things to do. So I'll just give you guys a quick example. So for about 45 minutes or so, we're going to do a 10 conversation sprint. So I'm going to give you guys some homework for 45 minutes where you are going to have 10 conversations all at the same time with people that I tell you to call, and you're not going to think about it. I'm going to give you the exact script and you're just going to do it. There's no thinking involved. I don't even want to tell you guys this because you won't even show up if I tell you what we're going to do. But I'm going to tell you what we're going to do because I want you to be prepared because it's not going to be sit and write notes. We're going to actually have a working session together. During that, after that, we're going to do an objection drill. So we're going to do some live role playing. And we're going to set you up maybe in pairs. I'm going to call out objections that you will often get from buyers and sellers. And you're going to repeat what you would say. And we're going to fix it or use it, whatever it is. But there's not going to be any real script training. I want to hear what you would naturally say. And then as a group, we're going to fix what you say. Then we're going to do a CRM rescue challenge. And we're going to go into that database that you all work really hard on maintaining every year. And we're going to reach out to maybe some people that you've forgotten about. And again, I'm going to give you guys the scripts for that as well. And then we're going to kind of end it off with a say it better, fix it game. So again, hopefully during this time when you guys are reaching out to people in that 45 minutes, my expectation is that some of these people are going to respond to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to those conversations. We're going to say, okay, who had a response and what is your answer going to be? And we'll respond to your clients together and we will tell you exactly what to say to respond to those live conversations that we're having. And then we're going to do a debrief and that's it. So it's going to be an emergency 90-minute agent reset day. Does that sound like fun? Okay. In person. If you want to do it online, you can, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as exciting or fun. You're just going to hear me shouting out at people that you can't see on the camera. And people get frustrated when they can't hear you guys in the background and I get yelled at. So if you can come in person, it's going to happen here at 11 a.m. Then next week, the 22nd, we are doing an in-person lunch and learn with our stagers. Regal Staging is going to be hosting a lunch at the Ajax office. And they're going to do like a teaching session as well. So if you guys want to come, if you haven't checked out the Ajax office yet, it's a really good opportunity. We'll have free food. Maybe that will encourage you to come. That's going to happen at 11 a.m. If it's a nice day, we might even do a barbecue. But if it's not a nice day,
Who's barbecuing?
they are, not me. But otherwise, it's just like a simple, I think like, I don't know, lunch and learn. So just come next Wednesday, the 22nd, meet some stagers. They're going to talk about how to stage properties and all of that. There's also a content room there, and they're going to be bringing a videographer in and taking content. So it should be a big day if you guys want to pop out there at the Salem office. And then the 23rd next week, if you got an invite, we have the Centurion Society's first training session. So if you are part of my Centurion group, we're going to be doing Centurion level training with other Centurion agents from outside of our brokerage. So from all over Canada. I think C21 Miller is hosting it next week, and one of their agents is going to be presenting. So that's something special for my 250 plus club. And that's all I got. And then all of Carly's events.
They're not mine, they're yours too.
Century 21 events.
That's good for me.
How many centurions we had last year?
We had a lot. Did you guys see that parade last week? We had a parade at our event. I couldn't tell you the exact number, but there was definitely more than 20, 30 of you guys. I don't know. How many were on that Centurion stage?
Oh, yeah, on the stage?
Yeah. If you guys were at awards, yeah, there was them. That was a big group of them and not all of them. So, yeah.
I was there, but I was not.
Yeah, there was a bunch. I don't know the exact number, though. Anything left for you, Claire?
Just AI. Who's using AI? Anybody using AI yet? Did you guys get what I get on my thing? All these people telling you how to use AI properly. Like right now, I'm just using that to answer questions, but they tell you how to do all the different things. There's all kinds. There's hundreds and hundreds of people trying to sell AI stuff.
It can feel overwhelming, right?
Does anybody hooked onto one yet that looks?
Claude is one I want to try out a little bit more right now.
ChatGPT. I feel like
What's
that
that?
thing can do anything and everything. I love it.
Yeah, ChatGPT is good.
I've been moving more. I use ChatGPT, I say, when I need like therapy, because it will always be like positive and like support you. So like if you need like that type of voice, where I moved to Cloud for business, emails, typing, documents, CMAs, like more serious, because it's more matter of fact, black and white, whereas ChatGPT is more like positive,
Friendly, like
is totally biased to
Yeah.
you. So there's different reasons, but yeah.
There's lots of stuff.
Claude, yeah. It can do like business writing, and then it can turn it into like a PDF or a Word. I mean, ChatGPT can too, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
And then Gemini, I've still been using anything Google related. So when it comes to your Google Calendar or your Google emails or anything connected to Google Drive, Gemini can connect to your
And
accounts
virtual
and do stuff for
staging.
you. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's tons of stuff, but
Why? What were you having a conversation about?
No, just they're just saying like it's more powerful than you think. A lot of people just use to write an email or to reply with email, but it's far more powerful than that. So.
I find the agent tools that are being sold to us, though, they'll call it like, oh, your personal agent assistant. And you look at it and they just do social media. Like it's just like one part of your marketing. It's not truly like, I'm not like writing offers, broker loading, that kind of stuff yet. I think it definitely is moving that way. But yeah.
I'm starting to use it for clients, so like after giving you too many specifications or wants and needs. So I've created like what's it called? Like names for each client. I don't want to put their real name, but
Yeah. And does it organize like communication back to the client of what to
it
pick?
helps
or-
me with the emails too, like for the analytical people. If it's like, hey, you had all these wants, remember that?
Remember those wants you wanted?
Yeah, but it helps you frame your conversation. Right?
And I don't have to decide.
Yeah.
Oh, I want a pool.
Good. Anyone have listings that you want to talk about?
You have one coming up.
Can I take my stats? Yeah.
At Dolphin and the Wilson area. And units. Actually, the sports star, the light address, I have 3 type of things. And the upstairs is super boom. It's not here right now. And downstairs, there is a lot of for that 2003. I forgot it is 7 or
This
Separate eyebrow, yeah. Rates downstairs like 2,400. Wait, since if I didn't there for Babylon rises, that's really onto my soul.
anh bao nhiêu vái số vái cả cặp cái gì cái tiền.
There's no G's. It's to cut. Eu muito sei. Aquele begging to say.
Probably got a really cheap rent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So upstairs is 2 bedroom, 2 tenants right there, and the income is 2,600. Separate furnace, AC is there, separate AC downstairs, separate AC upstairs, and there are quarter tanks out of it are filled up. Oh, excuse me, furnace are filled up, but our quarter tanks still there straight. So it's very good for baseball. You know, the area of these nights downstairs and stay upstairs with it. So it should be on MLS. You see.
Oh, okay.
So it should be MLS instrument. The latest. Do you have any bias, any question? Give me a call.
Where's that property again? Sorry.
Excuse me?
Where is that property?
Is it W05, Dolphin and
W05 Weston.
Dolphin and Wilson? One block.
Is that the South Yasin? So South of Wilson? Or South Slam on Dolphin?
On Dolphin? No, it's west. Yeah, west of Dolphin. It's on Wilson.
Past the Costco?
It's a bit, a little bit further up here. Yeah. It's Costco. They Dolphin. Then yeah.
Nice. Okay.
It's quite yeah.
Thank you. Anyone now?
There's a place at Gerard and Greenwood coming.
Gerard and Greenwood.
1.3.
1.3.
Leslie and Highway 7.
Condo Town, Leslie, and Highway 7. Okay, so it's W05, and then we have North York. Okay. Yours will be on MLS though too. Okay, good. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Okay, that's it.
Anyone else? No? Okay, have a good week. Nothing special next week, just normal.
Yep. See you Wednesday at our boot camp.
See you Wednesday for the emergency meeting.
Survival meeting.